the set being a cartoon, we were almost in a cartoon. Rather than us being the cartoon, the set was a cartoon. We could have been a cartoon, real people in a cartoon. Tables have turned. We aren't the two-dimensional ones. The world around us would have been two-dimensional. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this stupid-ass glowing rock. Though. What is your question?
So...
Okay.
Hold on.
Good one.
So whatever... so what cartoon would you pick if you could be in it?
That's a kind of a tough question. That's kind of funny you say that because I would be in multiple cartoons, but the other day I was editing the show, the episode, and I googled something about a cartoon, and I stumbled upon a mashup that I had never heard of before, and it was Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. I didn't know that existed. It was like a special. I would probably be in that because it'd be like groovy as shit, but also spooky as all fucking get out.
Yeah, I was just going to say Courage because that's like my favorite.
The slab. I'm going to say that the episode with the slab is probably one of the most terrifying pieces of, I'm going to say, children's television. I don't know honestly, to this date, I have no idea what age demographic that Courage the Cowardly Dog was aimed towards, because it was terrifying as a child and an adult. But
another terrifying one is where Hughes just turns into that giant foot, and all the toes are they act like a mob.
Yep, I remember that for sure. Guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Art of the Jam. This is episode number 129, and that wasn't our question. That was actually kind of a crazy turn of events, because I didn't write that down actually. But that's kind of crazy that you asked that question, because I was literally meant to. And that's one thing I didn't write down, was that reference. That was kind of a nice little coinky dink, as you would say.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, guys. Before we get into it, I just want to give a huge shout out to introduction to back in the booth, hanging out with old Sideshow O'Malley, as his cousin is in town.
I don't like the way his cousin's staring at me, though.
Yeah, well, I don't like.
It's a little close to porcelain dolls.
I mean, he's a real boy, so I don't know why you're using the D word, but we can't use the P word or the D word. Those are the N word.
We found a new one.
Well, yeah, you did. You found it, and you done found it. But his cousin Demitry O'Malley is in town from Croatia, and he is having a good time. I didn't really want company, Sideshow, but he was down. I feel like I'm just this weird. What do you call that? Like a foster father for all these fucking this motley crew of old fucking, I don't even know what you call these. This ragtag fucking group of just nerds. I don't know what the fuck you guys are, but and I haven't quite figured out who the fuck Demitry is. Like, he's very quiet as well, but he does talk. But he is a man of very few words. Not like Sideshow. Sideshow literally says nothing, except he whispers in my ear sometimes, and that's about as much as he says. But Demitry, he actually does speak, and he's very timid, and he doesn't really give the whole picture. I'm still kind of learning. He's only been here for a couple of days, so we're still learning about him. But guys, in the tradition of Art of the Jam, we do have a question for you today. And our question for you today, audience, is: what is the creepiest non-paranormal experience you've ever encountered in your life? Meaning, what is something that you, like a person you've encountered, something at, I mean, we've had a lot of gas station stories, truck stop stories. Just take those, we have the guy peeking in our window, stuff like that. It's not a ghost. It's not a monster in the woods. It's nothing that goes bump in the night in that sort of way. It's a human or something quite literally terrifying and creepy. Did you get preyed upon by two dudes in a big gray van and a purple window? Did you, somebody try to, I don't know, coerce you into doing something weird? I don't know what the fuck, or somebody being weird. I don't know. Creepy people. Creepy person, creepy place, atmosphere, whatever. I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking the question. Okay? Jesus. Quit. Get out of here. Turn it off. Anyways, guys, I repeat, what is the creepiest non-paranormal experience you've ever encountered? And before we get to the intro, guys, don't forget to find that phantom, guess that band, and please submit your uncles for analysis and or butch ants. And I do have to say, the reason I'm saying this once again is because today, and we will get to it later, but we have our first uncle submission. So we are going to do a cool to creepy segment. And basically, hang on one second. Don't forget. Oh, okay. Yep, I didn't forget. Good. I wrote me a note, and I read the note, and I told myself, don't forget this, and I didn't forget because I wrote it down. That's the way things work. But guys, yes, after the intro, don't forget to find that phantom, guess that band, and we will reveal the band at the end of the episode. So, and I'm not going to reveal where the fucking phantom is unless you get it right. But like I said, find that phantom, post that timestamp, the exact timestamp in the comments. I will pin it if it is correct, and you will be entered for a chance to win Art of the Jam merch or Phantom Sam merch. Actually, my brother messaged me earlier, and somebody from the Huntsville show, one of the two guys that showed up to the Huntsville show, he actually bought a shirt online because I didn't have what he wanted because we were out of most of our merch. But since I don't physically have the merch, I had to have my brother ship the shirt to the place. And my brother, he bought a sticker machine for his business, and then he sent me a picture of stickers he made, and he's like, I did you one better. He's like, I sent some stickers with the shirt, and they're the TV logo shirt or stickers, and I was like, dude.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
I have to.
That's so cool.
I told him that I want his bulk prices, so because I'm gonna get like 100 of them hopefully, so that'll be fucking dope.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it because they're like legit stickers. They're not the vinyl. I don't have to be like, you have to peel and stick and shit like that. It's just a sticker. Put it on your shit, okay?
Put one on the car.
But yeah, I mean, you're probably better off with the vinyl sticker on your car because the paper sticker, the normal sticker, is probably gonna wash away after a while.
Or I'll put it with the other one on my dash.
Oh, no. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not safe from coffee spills and spittle. I don't know what the fuck goes on in there. But anyways, guys, like I said, let's get to let's get on to the show. You have to do one of those, where you one headphone off like a pop singer, and you have to do the pop singer hand.
I'm already doing it.
Yeah, your hand goes with the pitch every time you go. All the way to the ground.
What's the floor? What does it sound like when you hit the floor?
I don't know.
It's just vibrating.
I don't understand your joke. So, that being said, guys, let's cue that intro.
Guess that band. Guess that band. Guess.
And we are back. Guys, let me grab my coffee real quick because I forgot to put it right next to me, which is a no-no. I need my go-go juice. Daddy needed go-go juice. That was mildly terrifying. Guys, it's kind of one of my catchphrases now, I feel like. That's mildly terrifying. Guys, I'm on it today. Spank, spank, spank. Guys, before we get into the question, I do have to say, this episode today is brought to you by Phantom Sam's Word of the Week. Our word of the week today, actually it is word of the week, not the word of the day, but word of the week is sycophantic. Do you know what sycophantic
I've never heard
is?
of that in my whole life.
It's kind of crazy because, and I will
Did you
get
make that up?
No, I actually, and I'll get to the album of the week, but I was reading I'll get to that, but in the lyrics, I was reading the lyrics in the album of the week, and it was a lyric, sycophantic, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? That sounds cool as shit. But I thought it meant I read it wrong, and I thought it said sycophantic, meaning like syncopate, and I was like, ooh, that's just like another word for like fucking groove or something. So I was like, that's my new favorite word. I don't even know what it means. But I read it wrong, and then I couldn't find sycophantic. And so I was like Googling it, and then I read it, and I was like, oh shit, it says sycophantic. Sycophantic. Phantom Sam's word of the week. Sycophantic. Adjective. Meaning of, relating to, or characteristic of sycophant. Fawning, obsequious. A suck-up is what it means. Sycophantic is being a fucking little pussy-ass bitch. That's not true. It's
Likewise.
It's sycophantic is like, say, I'll use it in a sentence, okay? It's not quite being a pussy-ass bitch, because I think that you can sycophantically manipulate people. It's basically like flattering people into liking you. It's being a suck-up.
People pleaser.
Exactly. Being a fucking suck-up.
Likewise.
I'll use it in a sentence for the audience. Desperate for friendship, Bartholomew sycophantically. Sorry, I said sisso. Excuse, I fucked it up. God damn it.
I don't speak very well sometimes because the English language sucks.
English is we are now. Phantom Sam is now in Spanish. We're now in Spanish only, guys. No. Desperate for friendship, Bartholomew sycophantically changed his entire look to please the popular crowd. Not a funny sentence, a rather sad sentence, because who the fuck is going to change his whole fucking identity for a bunch of popular guys that are probably going to peak in high school because they're like, whoever the popular crowd is. Traditionally, it's the football players and the cheerleaders. Fuck them guys, yeah, dog. Even though I hung out with a couple, though. There was a couple good cool football players, I think. In my school, I was one of those kids though in high school that we had cliques, but they weren't like exclusive.
Were Camington. They were mostly rich.
But that's what's funny is like most of the. See, I feel like this. I think it's actually kind of how do I say this? Like, if you were like a pothead in school, I feel like that wasn't like you weren't like an outcast. I mean, there was outcasts, but the only difference between the potheads and the football players and the popular crowd is we were open about it. the popular kids all smoked pot. They just hid it from their parents.
Yeah, we just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and they were all cool with you because you were the one getting them their pot.
Guess what? I was smoking with my dad, so.
Yeah. See, I wasn't. My parents had no idea that I know of, but they, you know.
It also steal his cigarettes too.
See, I had
You getting mad about that?
I had to hide the cigarettes, man. But guys, our question today was, what is the creepiest non-paranormal experience that you've ever encountered? And this is kind of a fun segue because we're going to start with you if you don't mind. But my creepiest experience has everything to do with smoking pot and drugs. So, but we'll get to that in a second. Space Camp, what do you think the creepiest non-ghostly experience you've ever encountered?
Oh man, I don't even know if I want to say this.
Count it. Second guess. Number 1. He's second guessing himself. Audience, make him say it.
So this is rather really fucked up. So
What a great place to express it.
fuck, dude. I haven't really talked about this, but I had a friend. Well, not a friend. It was another friend of a friend. Just trying to disclose names a little bit. But
I'm not gonna say names either. But
a friend of a friend. So he was like, "Hey, you want to hang out and shit?" Blah blah blah. And then I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like talking about drugs and whatnot. And so I went over to his house and shit. And so this motherfucker was trying to snort coke off my dick.
Nice.
And oh, dude, that was a really rather fucking awkward situation. Got fucking trash, and so I could like be in the bathroom and throw up because it was a really fucking weird, like, it's a weird fucking situation, and I didn't know what to fucking do, so I drank so fast. Like,
okay, I have to stop you. For one, I'll start here. So this guy was trying to snort coke off of your dick.
yeah, and then
What was your dick doing out?
it wasn't.
So
No,
he was just like, dude, please.
Yeah, he was like asking me and shit.
And you couldn't be like, no.
No, I said no, and he just kept asking, and so I like just drinking myself, like, so I could go in the bathroom and just like vomit all over the toilet, so I can just lock myself in there.
Oh, so you were trying to create like a scapegoat.
Yeah,
Because he's like,
and he was like way bigger than I was too, so it was like,
Hey,
I'm
man.
about to get fucking raped, dude. Like,
what do you do if he was like, no, flaccid or hard or not? I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna snort it off your flaccid.
you know.
Just like imagine pixie stick dust on a little fucking little smoky or something.
Fuck. It was a rather fucking weird situation. And then here's the funny part about it. I told my friend that it was his friend, and I guess apparently he's done this to other friends of his. So I was like, oh, and you didn't say anything? Like, you fucking dick. Like,
So this is that guy's thing.
yeah. And
This
I
is
was
his-
like, fuck. All right. Thanks for the heads up.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. So that was a rather fucked up situation.
Angel dust off of a noodle.
It was like, golly.
Puke noodle. Anyways,
Could have been raped.
I feel like that's yeah.
Thank you, Budweiser. I drank that whole fucking 12-pack to myself,
Ew.
pretty much.
That would take me like a sip, and I'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna go throw up."
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's kind of wild.
And I did do coke too as well. And so I was like fucking on that, and also drinking as much fucking beer as I could on an empty stomach too. Is that?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this though, and I'm not gonna say he neither here nor there whether I know what it's like to be on cocaine, just because. Yeah, audience, you fill in the blanks, but my experience is why is it this guy's, I guess, he would have had to have not given you cocaine, because I feel like it's extremely difficult. All your fucking blood is rushing to your head. How do you get a boner while on cocaine?
Yeah.
It's like, this guy doesn't know what he wants. This guy doesn't even know his own thing. It's like, what is he? He should be like, here, dude, snort this Blue Chew or Viagra or something.
Snort this Blue Chew?
Yeah, dog. I don't know. But that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was a rather fucked up situation.
Honestly, drugs produce some of the creepiest experiences, because I feel like, let me spank his little tiny Tim butt. Ew. But no, yeah, drugs, I feel like they create, like, it's such a sketchy atmosphere. People are, like, it lowers inhibitions, and so people are, like, more likely to act out their darkest and creepiest fantasies, I feel like. But yeah, because I've had experiences where, just like to go along with that, it's like I've been like in the same room as I've done some weird shit in my day, I'll say that, when it comes to like the Xanax and stuff like that. Xanax is
do some weird shit on drugs, dude. Nothing like that, but like,
I mean, it's always been like because Coke, I feel like you do it and it's like you're obviously like in a sense of like speedy euphoria, you know what I mean? Like you're obviously like, whoa, yeah, guys, whoa, I gotta listen to my new business venture. I gotta tell you about this fucking thing. I got this fucking idea, and it's like, whoa. And you're just like, holy shit, guys, let's do this. And then you're just like, oh, good. We need another bump now. And then you do one after 10 minutes. It's kind of a lame drug, but it's the coolest drug. One of the coolest drugs, I'll say that. But Xanax, it's like it just flips your switch. Like, I don't give a single fuck anymore about anything.
Yeah.
And that is a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. I feel like
that was the same way. Like, you get to a certain point, you just do not give a flying fuck.
Yeah. But I had experiences where like I'm not gonna say exactly what happened, but some shit happened, and I'm like sitting there and I'm just like on the couch drinking. I think I was drinking coffee, and there was just like two people pounding uglies, banging, bumping uglies. And then there's one dude on this love seat on the other side of me, passed out with his flaccid dick in his hand. And I was just like, what? It was one of those like,
where am I?
Well, it was one of those like you were completely conscious the whole time, but like you were on a substance, so you didn't quite like you weren't like you almost like pierced the veil for a second. Like you're in this like state of like, whoa, dude, like memory, like ocean of lost memory. Like you're just like gone, but then like you have this moment of clarity where you're just like sitting there and you're like, whoa. You're drinking my coffee and I'm like drunk and on all sorts of shit, and I'm just like look over and I'm just like, oh. And I'm like, oh. Okay. I don't know what I did or where this is going, but like this is like a weird situation. This is kind of
How did I end up here?
Yeah.
Fuck.
But I'm apparently I was the instigator of the whole thing after a while. Like I the whole situation later, whenever I was like told about what happened, it was like I was the dude that was like facilitating the whole experience, and I do not necessarily remember how or why, but everybody had a good time.
So I wonder if that dude was cucking.
No, he was.
Oh.
No, yeah, he did. Come to find out, yeah, he definitely was. But we were all just gone.
Fucking
gone. But that's not even my creepy experience. My creepy experience is there was this one guy at he lived in the same apartment complex as a couple of friends of mine, and he was a pot dealer. And like I said, I'm not going to name names because this guy was also, we believe, not believe, he wasn't mentally disabled in like a, how do I say this? Like not in like a, and I use this respectfully, but like not in like a Down syndrome way. Like he wasn't, he lived on his own and stuff. It was more like a crazy type of mentally disabled. And he was a pot dealer, and we would always go for, he would come to their apartment while we were over there, and he would like, smoke with us and stuff. And then one day, we go over one night, my buddy, calls me and he's like, hey, let's go get some pot. And it was like 3 a.m. We didn't have like a time frame of anything. Like, no, we just did anything at any time. Right. So he messages me. Oh, no, this was the funny thing is I was prescribed promethazine DM, which is like codeine. It's the yellow bottle, little yellow model chick, yellow bottle sipping. It was that shit. And I was prescribed that because I had chronic bronchitis at that point in my life. And at the point in this story, I did not have bronchitis. So, but I was into just doing all sorts of shit, pills and various forms of cough syrup and Dramamine and shit, just scaring the shit out of my fucking self. And but it was kind of funny because it was like 2 a.m. So I chugged this bottle of promethazine while I'm at home because I was like, it's just gonna be I'm in for the night. Nothing's going on. I'll just sit here and just trip and watch fucking Dexter or something, like really, like, or cartoons or something. I don't know what the fuck I was watching. As soon as I'm like, it leaves my lips and I've chugged this entire bottle of cough syrup, my buddy calls me. Huh? I don't know what that means, but
making a phone vibrating sound.
Oh, well, that sounded like a car, but or like a vroom. That's what I got from it. But anyways, my buddy calls me and he's like, dude, let's go get some. Let's go. My other buddy wants to smoke. Let's go buy some pot from him and smoke and shit. And so we go over there, and it happens to be this creepy guy from the apartment complex. Who this buddy, he normally doesn't hang out with that crowd, but he used to work at the Gaslight Manor, which is a wild name for a fucking mental institution. But this guy he met at the Gaslight because he was a maintenance man for this mental hospital. And this other guy, the creepy guy, was not a maintenance guy. He was a patient at the Gaslight Manor, okay? And I'm like, why are you even hanging out with this dude? Why are you doing drugs with the dude? He's crazy. Not in a good way. But we go over there, and he's like, it'll be fine. And
you're probably tripping by this point.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah. And so I'm like, dude, I just drank a bunch of cough syrup. I can't go. And he was like, yeah, you can go. It's all right. You'll be fine. I'll take care of you. So he comes and he picks me up, and like we get there, and I'm like, my eyes are just bugged out. I'm like, holy shit, dude. I don't know if I can do this. Like everything's weird. My arms are like the size of like they're just like purple skeleton arms and stuff, and I'm like breathing glitter and stuff. I was just like doing weird shit. And so we go up to his apartment, and he rolls a bleezy, right? And we're sitting there, and he rolls it. He takes forever to roll it, and he gives it to my buddy, and my buddy lights it, and then it comes to me. And well, actually, the guy that rolled it, the creepy guy rolled it, he lit it, puffed on it for like way too long. Like, it's like puff, puff, pass usually. If it's a couple of people, puff, 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 pass, whatever the fuck. And then this guy, he's just smoking it, and it's like, so is he going to like pass it to us or something? And then he passes it to and I'm in my own little world, okay? I'm the only one tripping, but he passes it to my buddy, and my buddy hits it, and I'm like, I look over at him, and I'm like, why is he he looks weird. I was kind of scared of my buddy. And no, but he was like super concerned, like smoking it. And I was like, oh shit. Now I'm like spiraling. I'm like, what's in that blunt? And nothing was in it. It was just pot. But he hands it to me, and he goes, dude, And I was like, what? And he's like, pinch it. Like, pinch it. And I was like, what does he mean? And I put it in my mouth, and it's sopping wet. And I'm not going to use any specific terminology, but you know.
Oh, it was just gross. Yeah.
It was just, it honestly, and then I was like inspecting. Well, when you're tripping, it's like everything's like tenfold worse, right? And it's like, it looked like just the blunt looked like just like somebody just rolled a brown paper bag just full, and it was like droopy and just sopping wet, and like I could swear I could see it like dripping. It was just like it was fucking it was fucking gross, okay? And then that's not even the crazy part. Is I hit it once, and I was like, dude, I don't want to smoke this anymore. So I give it back to him. And then he's hitting it again, and I realized then, I watch him smoke it, and he's got like half the blunt in his mouth. Like, that's why it's so sopping wet. He strips down to his underwear and socks. And then he goes over to his stereo, and he plays Birthday Sex. And he's just like humping this couch, and I'm tripping balls. And he's humping this couch next to us, and he's going, ooh, daddy, ooh, daddy, ooh, daddy. And literally, we ask him, we're like, hey, dude, so we actually gotta bounce. Can we get that? We were gonna buy a bag from him. We were like, hey, can we buy a bag from you? And he goes to his bedroom because his stuff is in his bedroom. He goes in his bedroom, and my buddy just goes, go, 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 go. We didn't give him the money yet, but he goes to his bedroom, and he gets it, and we run. And we're running down the stairs of the apartment building. And we just left. We're like, we'll find weed somewhere else. But that's not even the...
Oh, does it get worse?
We're fading out of existence, I think. Let's fight. We got to fight through it. But no, and I don't want to get too far into it, but this guy was just full of crazy experiences. Like me and my buddy, you remember when synthetic weed came around?
Yeah, K2.
Well, not K2 was like the K2. Actual K2 was not that bad. It was whenever it became like
when the packaging started getting really fucking crazy.
Still not quite sure what's causing this existence, fading and static of existence. But no, this guy, it's probably all whatever. This one's all weird. But no, this guy, he was just full of crazy shit. Whenever we used to do, we were all into the synthetic weed for a little bit, and there was one time where we were so fucking high on it that we like thought we were gonna have to kill this guy. Like it got that bad. Like, because everything's so grandiose in your head whenever you're like high on synthetic. Like it's almost meth-like in this weird hallucinatory way. If you smoke, like some of that synthetic was no joke, dude. Like no fucking joke.
Right, that Mad Hatter hysteria.
I think Mad Hatter was what we were smoking, and he rolled like there was some of that shit where we called one hit quitters or something like that. So we had a name for it, but it was like the synthetics where it's like you literally load a bowl and you only need one hit and you're like gone. But he rolled a blunt of Mad Hatter and he was smoking it with us, and like I seen like my buddy like balling his fist up because we were like looking at each other. Like I started leaning back because I was like, if this guy rushes me, I'm gonna fucking just put my feet up and kick this fucker. It was right at the time of the Miami zombie fucking the face eater guy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and so we were all like paranoid about that shit because like even though that was like a bath, we weren't doing bath salts or anything like that, but it was just really creepy. And this guy, he was like, he'd smoked it and he was like sitting in his chair and he was just like, and he was grunting and like his eyes were closed and he was making these really mean faces. And we were just like, dude, we're going to have to kill, like, we think this guy's going to fucking try to eat us. We were like, I think we have to kill this guy. I'm not kidding. It was kind of scary. But, yeah, just all my experiences and excursions with this guy, were the creepiest probably experiences of my life. Like, there was my friend who was a girl, but she's still a girl. But, she lived in that apartment as well, and he came over one time, and she just adjusted her belt, like she was just pulling her, like anybody would, just moving their pants around, and he was like, "Oh, I know what you're doing," and she was like, "What are you talking? I'm just adjusting my pants." He's like, "I know what you're doing," and it was like, "What?" And then he got like real kind of rapey, and I was like, "That's yikes." He was just a really weird guy, and we don't know. I think he went back to the mental hospital, but which honestly, and I mean this respectfully as well, was probably a better place for him, given all the things I've witnessed and experienced being around this guy. But you know who else is creepy? Hillary Clinton, right?
Reptile.
That's what I was about to say. Is Hillary Clinton also, what does that have to do with anything? She is a lizard. She's a lizard person. And what does that have to do with Album of the Week, which is my show and tell, is today I have King Crimson's album Lizard, actually. So me and Nichelle, actually, and before I get into this, we went on our first official Whimsy Warehouse Vintage trip over the weekend to various places. Like we felt like a real American pickers. So that being said, we're gonna cut to a message from our sponsors at Whimsy Warehouse Vintage. Bang! Taylor here with whimsywarehousevintage.etsy.com. My face is glistening. I don't know why. Go to whimsywarehousevintage.etsy.com. Are you tired of this brand new, brittle, Chinese-made shit? Look no further. Go to Whimsy Warehouse Vintage and get yourself something old as fuck, but reliable. New Raggedy Ann? I think not. I prefer mine with shades of... I prefer the decades-old one with shades of brown instead of white. I prefer mine with the puke stain on it. Sorry, Mom. Interested? If you go to whimsywarehousevntg.etsy.com and get yourself something nice. That's whimsywarehousevintage.etsy.com. No promo code. You have to pay full price. That's whimsywarehousevntg.etsy.com. That's whimsywarehouse.vntg.etsy.com. That's whimsywarehouse.vntg.com. That's Whimsy Warehouse Vintage. Get it whimsically. And we're back, guys. I hope you enjoyed that message from our sponsors. But, guys, I have King Crimson's Lizard album. And when we were on this trip with I've been trying to find this album for quite a few months now because it's probably the best album. I can't say that. It's probably one of my favorite albums by them. But, yeah, this is where I seen, where is it? One String Puppet Shows Amuse Your Sycophantic Friends. That's where I seen that. That's where I seen it. But no, I don't know if you anybody out there listens to King Crimson, but King Crimson is like the dopest fucking. They pretty much created or pioneered progressive music, and I really enjoy it. Robert Fripp, one of the greatest guitar players, honestly, probably one of my favorite guitar players now. I say that every time I have an album on here. They're my new favorite. But, yeah, man, happy family, one hand clap. 4 went by and none came back. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy because I got kind of tricked and pressured into buying this because I, as you may have known, every single time we go on tour, it is a financial disaster, okay? And,
Tell me about it.
And, yeah. But because of the van always has trouble, I have to spend hundreds of fucking money just to get it to fucking work again and continue on down the road and all sorts of shit. But I feel bad when I come back from tour and I go on these trips and Michelle's like, it's okay to have a treat now and again. It's all, you don't have to. And I was like, I don't want to spend any more money because I'm already fucking in crippling debt. And but she was like, you know, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I was like, I just don't want it. And then the lady at the store ended up being the coolest lady ever, because it's at an antique store, and she had this huge fucking she had this big rack of records, and she was like, this is all the records that I buy, and then I buy again, and then I bring it home and realize I already own it. And I'm like, that's the best problem to have ever, is having multiple records and you have no idea that you have multiples of that. That means you got a big old collection of records, and that's the best problem ever. But she was like, you want that record? And I was like, no, you're just trying to make a sale. And she was like, no, you want it. And I was like, I think I don't. And she was like, yeah, but it's King Crimson. And I was like, okay, I want it. It's all right. And so she ended up selling it to me, because that's her job, and it's you know, that's just how it is. And but Lizard by King Crimson. I'm still looking for Starless and Bible Black and the Red album. Those and Lark in the Meadows, I believe, is what the album is called. Those three are a big trilogy of records, and I really want those. Those are dope as shit. But guys, yeah, I think we're going to take a short little break here. And I was actually right here. I wrote, before the jam, here's a message from our sponsors at Whimsy Warehouse Vintage. I fucked up the whole chronological order of the show that I had set up. God damn it. But anyway, guys, here's a jam. Enjoy. Close the door.
I think I unlocked something. I don't know what just happened.
Now back to the show.
Boy, that was a dope jam. Guys, we are back, and I hope you enjoyed that jam, guys. I just want to reiterate, this episode is brought to you by Phantom Sam's Word of the Week. Sycophantic, guys. There you have it. It's right there. Sycophantic. I like them words. Words are tight, but
I'ma get you. I'ma get you. I'ma get you. I'ma get you.
sorry. That was kind of weird. Anyways, guys, we are going to get into our segment of the show that I have long awaited. Actually, only like 2 episodes, I think. We're 2 episodes ago. This is a segment I like to call Cool to Creepy. This is the segment of the show, for you guys who don't know. This is where we take submissions from you out there, audience, of your uncles, and we will analyze them and let you know if they are cool or creepy or anywhere in between. We're going to rate them, I guess. But you got that phone on you with that photo, and I will put the photo, or actually more so the photo will magically appear right here. Yeah, and it's going to stay there for the duration of this segment, and I hope I remember to make it go away. But guys, our first submission here is, I don't know if I have mentioned this before, but we've played a couple of shows with a band called Face the Wheel out of Springfield, Missouri, and Face the Wheel submitted our first submission for Cool to Creepy. And this is not a butch aunt. This is just an uncle. But this is Face the Wheel's vocalist's uncle photo. And why don't you, just for us, it's right there. It's floating right there for everybody else. But so this is, we can't really pick and choose, or what am I trying to say? This is a rather easy one. Okay, but
His uncle's the dog.
It could be. There is a dog in the foreground, as you can see in the photo. There is a dog, and honestly, just for the dog being in the picture, I feel like it's he's automatically, if it's a 1 out of 10, 1 being creepy and 10 being cool, he's already at a 5. Like, just the dog gives him 5 points towards cool from creepy. The guitar in his hand, I'm going to be honest, in my opinion, that adds 5 more points, giving him a perfect 10, but we got to be realistic here, all right? And I will say that you couldn't have given us a more grainy photo. And you have like a Razr phone? What is this?
Or an android, like me.
Oh, yeah, Android sucks. I forgot about that. I don't know. I've never had an Android. I can't rightfully say. But they seem a little too computery for me. I feel like iPhone is just like pretty straightforward, cut and dry type of shit. But I've also always had iPhone, so I'm like, I know how these things work, not Android. But what do you think of this guy, Space Camp? What do you, I think, he's
pretty cool. I mean, from what the looks on the cover, but do we know if he's cool on the inside?
I don't know. Let's cut him open and see. Or let's do it here.
It's like a game of Operation up in this bitch.
I'm just kidding. I just cut a photo of him. That's not his real body. That's just a photo of him that I cut open. But there is blood dripping out of it, so I'm a little concerned for that. But guys, cool to creepy. I believe. Like I said, it's like, how often do musicians have creepy uncles who are also musicians? I don't know. That's answer that in the comments. I don't know. I'm sure there are musicians out there that have creepy relatives, but uncles specifically. So, like I said, I think the dog gives him 5 points. The guitar, I'll give him 2. So right now, in my opinion, he's at a 7 out of 10. 10 being cool, 1 being creepy. I feel like it should have been the other way around. Cool to creepy, creepy to cool, cool to creepy. It doesn't matter. But yeah, what do you think? Out of 10, 10 being the coolest.
About a 7 or 8.
Oh. Yeah, I can't see his facial features very well because, like I said, it's a grainy fucking photo. I don't know why that matters, but it's like he could have like a weird mustache or something, and
Apparently
I don't know.
zoom in.
I don't know.
It's gay.
Well, it is what it is. But so I think it's fair to say that our first Submit Your Uncle Cool to Creepy is a solid. If he says 7 or 8 and I go with 7, I'm gonna go. We're gonna give him a solid 7.5. How about that? That sounds pretty solid. That didn't. I didn't. I was trying to mask that burp by moving the microwave, but it didn't do any good. So that's what I was trying to say. And then I stuttered because that is just the way it does. But guys, that has been our segment, Cool to Creepy, and thank you, Face the Wheel on Tiki Taki for submitting our first submission. So woohoo! I think we did it. Let's get some. Let's get some more uncles out there. Please submit your uncles and Face the Wheel. If you're watching this, why don't you tell all your fucking friends to submit their uncles as well, or submit the whole band's uncles, or Butch Ants. There's an option too. But guys, we are going to get into our next segment of the show, and this is the segment of the show I like to call Trends in an Attempt to Relate. This is the segment of the show, for those of you who don't know, where I briefly mention current trends and events in an attempt to gain viewership, the rightful use of top hashtags, be popular, and relatable. Okay? So, we're going to start with the saddest one. Well, actually, they're all pretty sad. So this is the part of the show where it's going to go, the mood is just going to skyrocket down. But, that was kind of a weird illusion. I probably shouldn't have said that, because our first one is the LaGuardia plane crash. Whoa, guys. So apparently LaGuardia plane crash, it's one of the most, LaGuardia is a airport in New York. It's one of the most popular and busiest fucking airports. And apparently there was this this plane crashed into a fire truck on the tarmac. So it's like, for one, what's a fire truck doing there? I get it if like a plane's on fire or something, but Nichelle told me that they were like, the fire truck was like, we need to get from here to there, and so can you guys let us know if it's safe for us to drive from here to there? And the control room guys were like, yeah, dude, it's cool. Go ahead, do it. And they go, and then a plane crashes, lands and crashes. Yeah, the little plane was landing and crashed into the fire truck and killed the pilot and the co-pilot. And there was this crazy. I didn't read that though, so I don't know if Nichelle. I'm not saying Nichelle lied, but I didn't see an article that said that. And but that's also what her crazy Fox News dad told her. So we have no idea what anything is ever. But the craziest thing was you'd think like, what am I trying to say here? So a flight attendant, she came to outside of the plane, still strapped to her seat, which was kind of a wild thing. So the seat left the plane. It went from here in the plane to over there, not in the plane.
That's crazy. Just
and yeah, my thing is you have one job as a control guy. It's to communicate with an airplane, especially when it's landing. So how can you be like, are we safe for landing? And he's just like, and he sees a fire truck, and he's like, yeah. You can land. But there's a fire truck in the way. I just don't get it, okay? And, yeah, cue the disclaimer. Okay, we're good. I have it at the beginning of the episode too, but just to be safe, we got the disclaimer there. So yeah. Satirical and comedic purposes only. Entertainment. We're all having fun. Just jokes, folks. But guys, I thought that was kind of crazy. Just because what are you doing with a fucking fire truck on the thing in the middle of a fucking like you know when that plane's coming down. It's not like you don't know. But anyways, guys, number 2.
What's that noise? Oh, I know, it's a plane.
Oh, who's that guy? Who's that pilot I'm communicating with constantly? Ooh, it's just weird. I think we're starting to live in idiocracy. And this isn't even part of it, but I heard about the fucking UFC fight on the White House lawn. Have you heard about this?
I heard something, but I didn't think that it was actually going to be a thing.
It's a thing. It's definitely happening. And I'm like, dude, that's just idiocracy. And I feel like that's what this plane crash. It's
Hopefully
like
we don't start wearing Crocs.
I mean, a lot of people do, but
It's the only thing in fashion. No, they just
Yeezys.
Crocs.
No, but second thing on my list here is Bill Cosby finally lost his lawsuit, and this is the funniest.
How long was that?
This is How
long would that take?
I don't know. I mean, he's been struggle snuggling for like years, dog. Years. He's been getting at that.
Like 80?
Alley-oop. That was me impersonating Bill Cosby, and he's alley-ooping a Rufalin tablet into a woman's drink. Anyways, he lost his trial, and he this is the funniest thing, and he lost it for $59 million in costs, whatever that may be, and like restitution or whatever the fuck you call that shit. I don't know your stupid law jargon, okay? I'm a lame ass fucking. I like words, but I don't know your fancy fucking government words. I don't know it. But $59 million was so funny to me, just because I can't even that's more money than I could pretend to have, even if I had that amount of money. That's such a massive, and he's like owes this to people because he was roofalining. That's a new word of the week. Just kidding, scratch that. It's not roofalin. Roofalining. But Bill Cosby, man, you fucking beep bop boop jello pudding that dick where it don't belong, and now you owe $59 million. I even wrote ha 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 because it was funny. Anyways, thank you, audience. Anyways, third on my list is kind of a crazy one, and this isn't even that funny. I not that any of this is funny. I'm trying to, make light of serious situations. But Nichelle was telling me that ICE was sent because the government shut down, and basically TSA has a shortage. You know what TSA is? The people they're the security at the I don't know what the actual acronym stands for, nor do I know what ICE stands for. I just know what they are. TSA are the people at the airport, right? The people that are like, yeah, put your shit through put the X-ray machine and stuff like that and whatnot, and the security. But the government shut down, so the TSA are like short staff, and so Trump sent ICE in there, which ICE, as we know, is kind of like the Gestapo of the Trump's Gestapo, But and so I just thought that was kind of interesting, is because they're just there and I don't know, policing airports and stuff. ICE is. That's no bueno. I don't like that. Anyways, I don't really have much to say about that. That was just something Nichelle. Honestly, that was the one that Nichelle told me some stuff about, and I didn't do any research at all. I was just like, hey, that's interesting. I'll mention it. But anyways, guys, that has been actually one more thing. I'll go ahead and do a lighter note here. They just released the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special.
I was just talking about that before I came over here, that I need to see it.
Yeah, Nichelle, actually, I was sitting here whenever I messaged you, and I was like, hey, I'm setting up the show. I'm sitting here, I'm writing down my last few notes, and I get a text on my phone, and Nichelle put, "Do you care about Hannah Montana?" And I said, "Yes." And she was like, "Do you want to watch the anniversary special?" And I was like,
guys.
"Yes." I just
I don't want to watch it, dude.
say what you want, but I grew up on that shit.
Yeah, same.
Here's a funny thing: is Nichelle asked me this the other day. I don't think she asked me specifically, but it just got brought up. But your Disney Channel Mount Rushmore. What would your Disney Channel Mount Rushmore
Talking
be?
about like shows and stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's what that is.
Okay.
Disney Channel was a channel of shows.
Yeah, I know. But you also have Disney movies and stuff. You know.
Disney Channel.
Yeah, they also played movies too.
Yeah, but Disney Channel shows and movies. Yes, they played movies, but Disney Channel was its own entity. Its movies were DCOMs. Disney Channel original movies. Ding! I'm going to do that.
Never know.
You're watching Disney Channel. Oh, we're almost done anyway. But hopefully that works. I was trying to do the Disney Channel thing. We'll see. I might have to finagle that in there somehow. But no, because somebody was like, Shia LaBeouf wouldn't be on my Disney Channel Mount Rushmore, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Because Even Stevens was the Disney Channel.
I mean,
me.
yeah, I definitely was not on mine.
Then you don't know anything.
I mean, that's just not what I got into, you know?
Dude.
I was more into like Good Luck Charlie.
Because you're
Waverly Place and shit like that.
different time. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why. No, because I was like Shia LaBeouf, Hannah
Sweet Life,
Montana.
Second, Cody. Shit like that.
I watched that. But
On Deck too. The one in the hotel and On Deck.
On Deck, that was about where it drew the line. Like it blurred the line. I started watching On Deck, and then I was like, all right, this is fucking dumb. Not the show, but like, I'm over this now. They're like making too many spin-offs and things, and it's like the OG shit is the shit. But yeah, I don't know. Answer that in the comments, guys.
Phineas and Ferb.
What would be on your Disney Channel Mount Rushmore? And I'm saying Disney Channel original movies and shows, not Disney in general. Disney Channel original shows and movies. What is on your Disney Channel Mount Rushmore? Answer that in the comments, guys, because that's a fucking crazy-ass question. And apparently, a very debatable question, because we all come from different times and different tastes. But that's that, okay? But I do have, before we cut this off here, I do have a couple of hot takes here. Scalding hot takes. First hot take is, why don't they have an auto doctor? Like, so you think about it. So whenever you go to the doctor advises you to every 6 months. I mean, obviously that is if you have health insurance or the money to do so. Obviously I don't have health insurance or the money. But they always advise you every 6 months you're supposed to come in and do a checkup. A dentist is like every month or so you're supposed to come in and get an extensive cleaning of your teeth. We see how that turned out for me anyways, but Dysphoria Monster, no. But they always ask you to come in and routinely get a checkup and blood work and stuff done and everything like that. So health is on a what is the term, like a preemptive measure, preemptive basis, like your preventative basis. So, but why doesn't nobody ever takes their car to the mechanic and has a checkup on their car, right? So you think about every time you get a tire replaced or you get your brake pads replaced or you get an oil change, it's because it's broken already. Like we let things break and then we get them replaced with our car. Why isn't there, and I get like money as a factor, like I don't have the money to get new tires, blah, 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 but you muster up that money whenever your tire goes flat. You know what I mean? in one way or the other, whether you get a tire, like fix a flat or a repair kit or something like that, you still figure it out. But why isn't there an auto doctor that's like every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever it might be, you bring your car in and we will comb your car over for a fixed price, say like $60, and they'll do like a comb over of your brakes, your oil, obviously you can check your oil, but
What you call that?
I'm saying, huh?
An inspection. That's what it's called.
No.
An inspection.
No, because you get an inspection every like 2 years. That's not what that means.
Oh yeah, but you can also go in at any time and say, hey, like I want all my shit checked. You know.
Yeah, you can, but who does that? Nobody does that.
I mean, some people might. You don't know that.
I mean, 90%. I guarantee, and this is also a made-up statistic, blatant bullshit. This is a made-up statistic, but I guarantee you 98% of people don't willingly get an inspection unless they have to in order to get their tags replaced.
Right.
And that's not to me, that's not the same. I'm saying, like, if you say you get a comb over of your car and you pay a certain price, they diagnose like, oh, you need this, you need that, and then that price goes towards a repair, or you pay that certain amount. I feel like an inspection is just like, oh yeah, your lights work, your shit, blah blah blah. It is kind of the same. I get it, but I feel like an auto doctor is something we need. We got
I get
auto
your point,
spas.
Oh yeah. Ooh, well, this could be a better
What?
auto spa. Oh, that could be more like.
It's already a thing.
Oh.
That's literally what.
Car washes, I guess.
That's literally what the one that just got. We had this conversation already. I feel. Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry that I forget shit. Sorry.
Everything.
Oh, I can't help
but,
it.
Well. Anyways.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Hang your head. Anyways. Auto doctors. I have one more hot take. Scholarly hot take. And this is the thing. This is kind of weird to me. I was sitting there and I was watching a show, and I thought this was kind of, I don't know why, and I still haven't quite picked this apart, but why do they inquire about your ethnicity on everything? Like, what does it matter? You know, like you literally, I was like in high school, and you take like a test, and it's like, what is your ethnicity? And you have to check white, Caucasian, or Hispanic, or whatever the fuck. It's like, what does that matter? Like, most of the shit that you check that on, like, I get it if it's like a government document, like a birth certificate or something like that. Like, that makes sense. But it's like on like tests, and like sometimes you have to do it on like your email or something, like to make an email account. It's like, why are they like monitoring what your ethnicity is for things that don't have anything to do with your ethnicity? I don't know. I just thought that was kind of strange. And like I said, I haven't quite unpacked that yet. It was like this weird I had this like eerie feeling. Like it's almost like you're looking at like liminal space, and it was like that kind of feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Kind of interesting. But anyways, let me know all that shit in the comments. And we're falling off here, I think. I think we're falling off here. Anyways, guys, we have a mantra for this show. We're going to cut it, all right? We have a mantra for this show, and it is, we are going to live with cause and leave results to the great law of the universe. We are going to pass each and every day in peaceful contemplation, patient, and all the while remaining present in our lives. So that means, after this episode, go outside, kiss your dog, pet your wife, hug some trees, kiss some grass, fucking don't hang out with your buddy who wants to snort cocaine off your dick or wants to eat your face, or glues pictures of high school girls to his wall, because that's kind of weird too. I forgot about that. And crosses out their faces and scratches them out. That's kind of weird. We don't like that either. But anyways, guys, yikes. This has been another episode of Art of the Jam, Space Camp.
Stay funky, y'all.
Anyways, we're going to play you off for today. Yeah. LaGuardia airport crash. We got LaGuardia airport crash. Crashing into fire trucks. Crashing into fire trucks. 'Cause hear it out of the jam. This is my attempt to relate, and I hope you guessed that band. I hope you guessed that band at Art of the Jam. At Art of the Jam. Beep bop boop. Jello pudding. Bill Cosby. 59 million. Ooh, that almost rhymed. That almost rhymed. That almost rhymed. At Art of the Jam. At Art of the Jam.
It's the doors.
Did you find that phantom? Did you find that phantom? At Art of the Jam. We got into some creepy shit. Snorting cocaine off your dick. That's fucking weird. That's fucking creepy. Think you faced the wheel for your uncle. We want more uncles in Butch Ants. Art of the Jam. 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 3-letter acronyms like ICE and TSA. Airport security. That was a stretch of a rhyme. I was trying to sycophantically relate to you guys so you like me at Art of the Jam. Yeah, more like Art of the Sham because I am fucking up. I am fucking up. At Art of the Jam. Art of the Jam. Art of the Jam. Thank you guys. Yeah, that was fucking shitty. We're having fun though.